Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Naruto Freed an Ancient Being, Part 6. The end of this What If, the war between humans and, well, yeah, the rest, okay? Mostly Ragnarok. But not the point. Now, this is the end of this What If, meaning that more new What Ifs might come along, and they might be from different animes. I am thinking of doing different other animes than just Naruto. But I'm also thinking of doing some Naruto what ifs. Kind of. Some of them were kind of suggested. Some of them work, kind of. Not all of them were suggested. Some of them. And my kind of, not newest what if. Mostly it was in. Mostly a couple of people comment on the Joker what if. Mostly on different what ifs. Mostly if they're just suggestions. Which, yeah, I won't actually do them if I'm not interested in them. Well, yeah. Some of them just wants me either to do some JoJo Bizarre what ifs. Some of them, yeah. Now I am going to think of doing another kind of Madaka box what if. Mostly just because I want to get it out of my head because it's been stuck in my head like a fucking loop on the TV. You know, that DVD kind of. Let me show you what I'm talking. I'm talking about this. For some reason, it's like in my head, just bouncing around. But yeah. But other than that, yes, I'm thinking I'm doing another one. But other than that, maybe. I don't know. But it might just be a one shot. But other than that, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll do other anime what ifs. I am thinking of like a couple Ichigo what ifs. Dragon Ball what ifs. I'm gonna have to rewatch Dragon Ball like from just Dragon Ball from the 19th because I have never watched Kid Goku in action. I only watch him kind of be an adult from the kind of Sand arc towards all the way towards Dragon Ball Super. But yeah, maybe I go rewatch that. But yeah, and rewatch Dragon Ball Z and other things just to refresh my mind. Rewatching JoJo Bizarre Adventure. Yeah, I have a couple of those. Now, the one. Also, no, I'm not gonna do any Deku what ifs, okay? Nah, fuck that shit. No. Just because, fuck you. I don't like it. But, if I had to do My Hero Academia what if, I would have done it where Shigaraki would become the ruler of the king earlier. Oh, no, just kidding. But really, I only like the villains in My Hero Academia, not really the heroes, but yeah. What else? What kind of other anime should I do? Never mind. I'll think about it. I'll probably put it in a poll. I know it took a while, like 3 minutes of just saying this. But yeah, sorry about that, guys. But other than that, let me begin into this what if and let me shut the fuck up. But yeah, so we begin into this story. Well, into the end of the story. The beginning of the end. But yeah. So, we go into, well, the war. Right now, four great nations, because the fifth great, mostly one of the fifth great nations, like the Mist Village, isn't getting involved with this shit. The reason why is because it doesn't want to get involved with this shit. Now, it did get a letter from the Darkness Country just for it not to get involved, which they sent back a letter saying, sure, we won't get involved, because May isn't trying to get involved with the shit. Of course, there's a couple other like small villages that won't get involved with this, but they actually seek refuge in what's it called, Darkness, which when they get there, when some people get there, because they don't want to be involved with the four great nations, when they get to Darkness, they're pretty much not thrown into being soldiers, but instead just refuge. And since Darkness is one of the biggest lands right now, it has a lot of room for people to just sit there. Of course, they're gonna have to adapt to the darkness, but of course, the magic flows through them, and of course, either awaken something hidden from them, or yeah. So of course, that is happening. While darkness does have its borders kind of open, it also has some creatures that are there to kind of see if you're there for kind of just refuge. And if you're not there for refuge, it will slaughter you in an instant. But yeah. But other than that, what else am I gonna say? What? Fuck, I'm just thinking of something. No, fuck. Of course, it's there for refuge, and yeah. Of course, this is where the four great nations are still mobilizing, and of course, this is where, well, with that happening, they are kind of all trying to get like the smaller nations to join them, but the smaller nations refuses to. So of course, the four great nations are actually thinking of bullying the smaller nations. Now, of course, the one hidden in the what's it called, like hidden in the what's it called, waterfall? Yeah, hidden in the waterfall. They are also gonna help the four great nations because they lost their jerky like a while ago and they didn't even know fucking how. But of course, where well, they are actually going to attack what's it called, darkness. Now, of course, the Hazis are also going to attack darkness. The Bijus are right now in different places of darkness. The Nine Tails will actually be kind of, well, in darkness and all that. All the Bijus I should mention, being in darkness actually change their fur. From either their lightish color, where their fur, skin color, they actually change entirely. You see here, One Tails. You see here, somewhere in the region of darkness, they're actually started changing the region from darkness instead of being just darkness. Right now, One Tails, Ichibai, he managed to change a part of the land to sand, but to dark sand, because well, it was just darkness, so of course it became black sand. Of course, his colors are no longer just this brownish color. His eyes are actually a brass colors. Yes, it changed. Like the magic flowed through him and actually did change him a little bit. And of course, his kind of sand is no longer a brownish color that's on him, but actually a blackish color. The lines around his body will actually become a brass color. As it were, well, he became much more powerful. He can actually control the sand, the black sand that's around him, and even different sand. If like people came with sand, it will actually manipulate it to turn just into black sand because you can easily manipulate it. Now we go into the Two Tails. The Two Tails fire the blue flames. Well, it does kind of brighten up a thing and all that, like it brighten up. But you see here, it started changing. It no longer has this kind of brightish bluish color. It now has a darker bluish color, like a darker blue. But of course, it does light up a little bit, but not much for people to be able to see. If it gets extremely mad, thanks to the magic around it, he can go into an actual brighter blue, which actually lights up a couple things, like actually pretty far for people to see, but it doesn't do that. Now the region where it's at, it's actually having like this burn kind of place, just for it to get warm, but yeah. Now we go into the Three Tails. The Three Tails is called the, fuck, I don't remember. So Two Tails is called, no wait. One Tails is called Ichibai. Two Tails is called Sanbi? No, Sanbi was the Three Tails. So I don't remember what the Two Tails is. Sanbi is the, what's it called, Three Tails. Now the Sanbi is actually in the water. It's somewhere a part of, what's it called, the region of darkness that's actually water, which allows it to kind of just submerge itself. Now, of course, it's right now just sitting there, and of course the water is kind of black, like a darkness color. Of course, people can be able to drink it. It's just the people who actually live longer there, like 8 years in total. Since darkness was expanding and magic would have been able to flow around. Now, with that happening, people can actually drink this water. Other people who try to drink this water will actually die from the poisonous mana just flowing through them because they haven't lived that long. But yeah. Now, of course, the people who are actually seeing refuge are actually told not to drink the water just because, well, of its poisonous kind of, well, mostly poisonous materials are in it, mostly the mana. But of course, this is where, well, we go into the Four Tails, Son Goku. Now, Son Goku, he is right now just in his own other region, and it's mostly like these giant trees that allow him to actually kind of just swing around, but it's not like big as like the tree of, well, darkness, the darkness tree mostly. But of course, it's big enough for us to kind of swing around. Now, of course, this is where, well, its fur is a darker red now, is instead of being kind of a greenish color, its skin is a darker green, and of course its eyes are darker yellow. Now I should mention, yes, the, what's it called? Two Tails does have, I think, yellow eyes. Fuck, I don't remember. So okay, it's similar to this. The three tails has a darker kind of skin color to it, and its eyes is actually like a darker kind of color. The four tails has a darker red. So the five tails and six tails, since it's kind of grayish and white, they actually become darker gray and like a darker kind of white color. So I mean like darker gray also. Of course, the what they call seven tails, its kind of color just becomes darker, most of the green in its wings mostly. The kind of eight tails becomes a darker pink, while the nine tails becomes a crimson red, an actual darker red. But yeah, of course, since I mentioned about the regions of where they're at, since I said the three tails is the four tails, the five tails is actually in another region, part of darkness to kind of just be able to run around. Now the six tails is near some like swamp, just to kind of be there. A swamp and near a cave, but yeah, to be able to get in there also. The seven tails is near a region where it's full of bugs and other things, but yeah. Eight tails is also near kind of the water, and well, the nine tails is actually kind of near Naruto, near the giant tree, just because it just likes being around here. Well, kind of. The reason why is near kind of the giant tree, which the giant tree isn't really in the middle with what's it called, the actual like main darkness base, or mostly darkness kind of like Kage building and all that. It's not near the big tree. It's kind of near. It looks kind of near, but it's not really. Really, Karama only lays here is because he likes far away from humans, mostly impossible. So of course, all those Bijus are all around there. Now, of course, the Bijus have this alert system. If when they get attacked from the Akatsus or any of them, they will actually alert the people that they need help. And yes, darkness ninjas and also like the creatures will help what's it called, the Bijus, because they see them as part as darkness. So yeah. So of course that is happening, and of course all the four great nations are actually starting to move against to darkness. Even the Akatsu, they hide somewhat in the kind of members of the four great nations, just hide in illusion. But yeah, that's where when they get towards darkness, so many ninjas widen their eyes and how darkness is. It's purely black. You can't see shit in there. This is where some of them wind their eyes. Some of the Hyugas dare try to use their Byakugan, which they didn't see jack shit. Some, what's it called? Sasuke, who was there, kind of used his Sharingan and he couldn't see even a bit of anything. Now, did I mention Orochimaru was dead? No, Orochimaru is not dead. Now, Kabuto is not dead neither, and yeah, Sasuke's there. Now, of course, he can't see jack of anything. Now, of course, so many people can't see anything. Now, this is where the Six Paths of Pain can't even see anything. Nagato is shocked. Darkness is purely darkness. You can't see shit. This is where, if they manage to go in there, they don't know what they will be attacked by. This is where, so many forces with darkness is right now hiding in darkness. They're kind of, mostly their clothes of what they're wearing is black and purple. And of course, it's a dark purple. You can barely see it in darkness. This is where, they are all kind of just hiding, waiting for the army to come. Because they might be all strong, but they're not dumb to just get out of darkness. But yeah, this is where, they're waiting for the perfect chance. This is where, the four great nations realize one thing. Realize in the sky, they see the sun, yes, and they see the moon. They're actually seeing a a lunar eclipse. Now, of course, this is where, they just have to be able to sit out here in the daylight. They know that, they're not going to darkness. Darkness ninjas aren't coming over here. So either they set up in long-range attacks, or they wait until darkness ninjas decide to move outside for resources. But yeah, since they did cut off a lot of darkness resources from them, mostly in the kind of top land. When I mean in the top land, only the top land. Mostly kind of the ground and all that, on top. They did not block anything that was underground because they didn't know anything about underground. But darkness can legit survive for so many times and they wouldn't even care. They can last there for 2,000 years, and yet the four great nations can only die slowly. But yeah, this is where, with that happening, they kind of see the moon and sun until they saw something right now running at the moon and sun. Right now, these are two wolves. One is white, one is black. One has red eyes, one has blue eyes. But yeah. This is what the two wolves look like. One is named Skull and the other one is named Hattie. So this one is named Skull, I think so. And this one's named Hattie. So of course, what's it called? So if I can remember right, Skull goes after the moon, or well, this is Skull, and Hattie goes after what's it called? Well, this one. I'm say this again. Hattie, the black one, usually goes after the moon, while what's it called? Skull will actually go after the sun. So of course, they're right now up in the air. They are right now up in the air, kind of seeing these two wolves, and they right now just extending their mouth before just chomping on the sun and the moon, eating it, and right now sending the world into pure darkness. This is where all of the Shinobi Alliance widen their eyes. This is where both Hattie and even, what's it called, Skull right now brightening up in the sky, right now transforming into very powerful beings. Beings that surpass everyone now. Somewhat. This is where, well, one has the sun power and the other one has the moon power. But they disappear from the sky, mostly poofing into mostly just disappearing out of the sky. This is where the four great nations widen their eyes. They can't see a single thing. But this is where, well, something lights up and roars happen. Right now, this is where, well, the four great nations are right now just pinned down while fire is burning them from the sky. Yes, the dragons are right now out and loose, sending fire towards these pathetic humans. Some of them are just being burnt in an instant. Some of them are trying to use water style, but they can't even hit what is right now on top of the sky. They can barely see anything. And this is where, well, something else happens. They hear this kind of rushing roar, mostly the ground rumbling, and of course when they try to kind of activate a small like fireball jutsu, or some of them just get torches and looks to the side and where what is that happening? From darkness appears an army of like different creatures. So let me show you. This is what it kind of looks like somewhere, mostly like a bunch of beasts like running straight towards, well, the four great Shinobi Alliance. Now this is where, well, there's so many creatures running towards the fourth great Shinobi Alliance that they can barely like attack because they don't know where to aim exactly, because the dragons are attacking them. The mythical beasts are right now rushing them down and beating their asses down. This is where, well, the four like great Shinobi Alliance are right now trying to put enough chakra into their eyes to actually see. If they don't put enough chakra, they can barely see. If they put too much chakra, their eyes explode. But right now they have to do this very quick or some of them will just die. Now, of course, with a lot of them dying, this is where, well, Hanoki says, damn it! This is bullshit. This is where he uses particle release and managed to kind of light up the, what's it called, sky, and managed to hit some of the, what's it called, just creatures. The creatures get hit by it and it gets just dust, just turned into particles. This is where, well, Inoki saw how many creatures are rushing towards them. This is where, well, the, what's it called, Akatsu's are just winding their eyes. The Akatsu's are having to fight against these creatures. But these creatures, their strength is stronger than a normal human. Half of them are just stronger than a normal human. Faster than a normal human. Like, they are all overpowered. And this is where, well, the Shinobi Alliance realized that this is not a war that they can win. This is basically a manslaughter. This is where, well, Naruto and his orange bright hair is seeing this and sees Sasuke. So of course he actually gets down there. This is where, well, Sasuke is trying to fight against some of the beasts, but the beasts don't actually hurt him. This is where Naruto appears right now, punching him in the face once, clocking him in the face, sending his ass straight into mountains. He's knocked the fuck out. This is where Naruto appears right in front of Sasuke. Sasuke then tries to attack him with the sword. This is where the sword hits Naruto, but dissipates. This is where Naruto only was a clone. But this is where it was actually an illusion clone, while Naruto appears behind him. This is where Naruto put his hand, well, mostly his finger, index finger, right into Sasuke's cheek, saying, boo. This is where Sasuke tried to kick at him. This is where Naruto says, whoa, you're pathetic than I thought. This is where Naruto grabs the sword, that Sasuke was right now to the side of him. This is where Naruto grabs it and snaps Sasuke's arm while Sasuke screams in pain. Right now, just screaming in pain. This is where Itachi hears it, and this is where Itachi was right now going to rush towards Sasuke's location. This is where, well, Naruto, he then snaps another bone of Sasuke's, and Sasuke was roaring and just screaming in pain. This is where, well, Itachi says, "Hey, let go of my little brother." He said, "Amaterasu." This is where Naruto says, "Reflection." Well, he said, "God mirror, reflection." This is where, well, a mirror appears, reflecting the attack and sending it back to Itachi. Itachi dodges, winding his eyes. Now, Naruto, he didn't leave the God Realm without any weapons. He left the God Realm with so many God weapons. You see here, Naruto kills all the gods, but he also stole all their God weapons. All the weapons that they use. He took Thor's hammer. I don't remember what Oda uses, but he just took a lot of weapons. And of course, Kratos doesn't really give a shit if you take the weapons because, what are they gonna do? Use them? They're dead. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto just uses a mirror that actually reflects any attack. In fact, I don't remember the name, but I remember it was kind of like a mirror that reflects any attack. Or was it something else? Or was I thinking of the God of High School? Whatever. Of course, this is where, well, it was a car. Itachi tries to attack him again, but this is where, well, Naruto appears with the hammer. And right now, I should mention one thing. The hammer is only those too worthy to use it. But you see here, Naruto managed to manipulate the hammer to actually be able to, well, be able to use it and pick it up. This is where he smashes the hammer into Itachi. Itachi did an illusion, but Naruto already noticed the illusion. So of course, Itachi tries to dodge, but still got hit with the hammer and launched into so many what's called, like, so many mountains. Now of course, Itachi's trying to get up, trying to push the hammer off of him, but he can't. The hammer was only those who are worthy about it, or just God. But of course, where Itachi just can't move. He winded his eyes. He thought he managed to do an illusion and dodge, well, Naruto. Even if he used the Inazaki whatever bullshit, Naruto would be still able to see this. Because you see here, he's the god of treachery, meaning that he's able to see an illusion so perfectly. Any illusion that you try to throw at him, he can easily see it. It's an illusion. He's not stupid. Of course, this is where, well, Naruto says, "Wow, what a pathetic bitch." This is where Sasuke is trying to crawl away from him. And this is where Naruto stomps on one of his arms, and this is where it cracks. This is where Sasuke was about to scream until Naruto puts his head down to the ground. And Sasuke's right now screaming at the ground. This is where Naruto says, "What are you doing there? It's not good enough for you to start screaming at the ground. Eat the ground, you bastard." This is where Naruto starts making Sasuke eat the ground, even though Sasuke refuses. But Naruto shoves his face into the ground. This is where Sasuke's face is right now bleeding. This is where Naruto says, "Eat the ground, I say." And this is where, well, Sasuke refuses, but Naruto shoves his face into, well, the ground again. This is where Sasuke has a little bit of, like, dirt in his mouth. This is where Naruto then just grab a chunk full of dirt, shove into Sasuke's mouth, and start forcibly making him eat the ground. Now, the reason why Naruto doesn't like Sasuke is because when he was younger, Sasuke was someone very popular, even though he was an Uchiha, and there was a lot of Uchiha still. That didn't make sense for Naruto. But of course, it was just because he was the clan head, or blah blah blah. Now, Naruto, he thought this was just bullshit. So he's hated on, while his clan with the freaky eyes are liked. Wow. He says, "Wow, that's nice. They fucking hate me just because whatever." This is where Naruto's still just making Sasuke eat the ground. There's like rocks and dirt and other things, like there's just a lot of bacteria in it. And of course, Sasuke doesn't want to eat the ground. His teeth feel like they're shattering because he's eating rocks mostly. And Naruto doesn't give a shit. Sasuke's mouth is all bleeding and bloody, and yeah, you know what? I shouldn't get into like teeth things. Usually that grosses me out half the time. But not the point. I just wanted to give you a vivid image in what Naruto's doing. He's basically making Sasuke eat dirt. Literally, in a figure of speech. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto then kind of lets go of Sasuke's face, mostly his hair. And of course, Sasuke goes down to the ground, right now panting. Of course, there's still blood in his mouth, blood in his face. He can barely even breathe. Until Naruto stomp on his face against the ground. Right now, making him still eat the dirt. Naruto says, "Eat the dirt, Sasuke. Sasuke, you need to keep eating the dirt. If you don't eat the dirt, you're going to die." Sasuke says, "Fuck you." This is what Naruto says, "Fine. I guess you just don't like eating the dirt, do you?" Naruto pulls out a dagger and slashes Sasuke's neck off from his, mostly shoulders. That's where, he cut Sasuke's neck off and decides to just burn in an instant. That's where, he says, "Time to deal with the other Uchiha." He appears right in front of Itachi, and Itachi is right now trying to be helped by Kisame, because Kisame noticed where Itachi was. This is where Itachi has used his Susanoo, and he can't even lift the hammer up. Naruto says, I wouldn't let you do that, impossibly. Right now, the hammer can only be lifted up for those who is worthy." This is where, Kisame appears saying, "Die!" This is where, Naruto says, "Die, you say? What do you mean, die?" Kisame swings at him, and right now, he's only made out of mist. This is where, Kisame says, "What?" This is where, even though this Naruto was made out of mist, he reformed his body back and still punches and clocks Kisame straight out of the way. Naruto says, "Listen when I'm talking, you pathetic fish." This is where, Naruto was very pissed and annoyed when Kisame interrupted him. Now, it's a kind of illusion, but it's not an illusion at the same time. It was a trick and a trick, but yeah. This is where, the gods, mostly Naruto pulls out a sword that was called Earth, mostly Heaven and Earth. And this sword was actually used by Izunami and Izunagi, or whatever the fuck it's called. But this is where, Naruto swings it once, right in front of Itachi, that it splits a mountain in half. Just in half. Like, vertical half. But yeah. This is where Itachi is split into two, but Naruto pulls out, brings back the Thor hammer, and throws it at Kisame with high speed, smashing into Kisame and destroying his body in an instant. That's when Naruto grabs back the hammer and says, "Pathetic weaklings. You people won't be able to stop me at all." Finro! This is where Finro rushes towards a bunch of, mostly the four great nations to eat them. Right now, this is where Scullion and also Hattie are right now just doing the same. Sending fire and also darkness, light and darkness attacks at them. Burning them, destroying them, drowning them. So many ninjas are really trying to run away, but when they try to run away, they right now are actually trapped from the other side, because the other side has what's called darkness ninjas attacking them, sending multiple things and attacks, making sure that the four great nations realize that they are trapped, pinned down, make them feel despair. That's where Naruto is laughing as much like a maniac, seeing this, seeing how pathetic they are, seeing how they would never win against him. This is where he hears "Almighty Push." This is where this Almighty Push managed to push a bunch of creatures away, but this is where Naruto appears, cutting all of the six paths of pain in an instant, slashing them down, slaughtering them with the sword of Susanoo. That's where he then pulls out another sword. This sword was called, he pulls out a blade called Muramasa. The cursed blade. It's a cursed blade. This is where it glows to so much power that when he swings it once down, it just cuts a rift. Well, not even a rift. Basically a ravine in the just middle of the crowd of the Shinbi Alliance, because they're all crowded up. This is where, some people are falling down because they're pushing all around, and of course multiple people are falling down to their deaths. This is where, four Kages try to attack Naruto, and Naruto says, "Be gone." What's it called? He then says a name. What's it called? His name Hakudai. And then Hakudai appears right now in his dragon form, sending one blast and annihilating the four Kage in an instant. It's where everyone right now screams in pain and right now trying to pray to the gods for help, When Naruto says, pray to the gods all you want, they're all dead anyway. You won't be saved by no one. Now be gone, you weaklings, you righteous scum from this world. This is where we go into like 2 days later. All the four great nations are now, all four great nations are now, well, diseased. Well, not diseased, deceased. Right now, because all the four like great nation kind of villages are destroyed, and then all the civilians are killed because Naruto didn't give a fuck most of the time. He also destroys some of the smaller great nations, like, well, mostly the waterfall one. He also destroys what's called the Rain Village because Nagato was there. He also did find Nagato in what's called the Akashi and all that. He did find all the other Akashis. And when Obito did try to take the Nine Tails under control, Naruto appeared because Kurama, he had a resistance to any illusion, anything like Genjutsu and all that. This is where Naruto appears, killing Obito in an instant, mostly shoving his hand through, well, Obito's heart, taking it out, and then taking his head off. But yeah, this is where, well, that happens. This is where, well, Nagato also was killed, and this is where, well, Naruto destroyed anyone that seemed to be a threat. Now, Naruto didn't kill the Mizukage just because it's in the water and he doesn't really care that much. Unless the Mizukage pisses him off, he won't kill them exactly, but yeah. It's just he wanted to cause enough Ragnarok, but yeah. But of course, well, Naruto, he goes off to take over all the lands and turn them into darkness. But yeah, right now, he managed to grow the tree so much in about, well, another 8 years. Another 8 years has passed. Naruto should be around the age of, well, actually not 8 years, but 10 years. Naruto should be the age around 28. The problem is, Naruto doesn't look like he aged even a bit. Thanks to his god bloodline, it just doesn't make him age at all. He still looks 18. He could be 20 at least. But it just makes him really look really like really young. Now, of course, this is where Shinkai is 27, and he gotten older. He got a beard and other things. Now, of course, this is where, well, Isaribi also got what's it called older and did kind of have kids with Shinkai. But yeah, of course, this is where, well, so many people around Naruto are getting older, while Naruto seems to still be young. Now, of course, Naruto, he doesn't have any kids. He didn't really care how having any kids. Pretty much, Finro and even Kurama did ask him if he should have any kids, but not with just any normal human girl, probably like a demon or something, just because, well, demons don't really age that much. This is where, well, Naruto thinks about it and then thinks about the red-haired girl. This is where, well, he doesn't say how old would she even be at this time. This is where both Finro and Kurama said, don't know, you should probably check under the underworld then. Naruto says, fine. Naruto goes checks under the underworld. Of course, he and Karato still there, still doing his job. This is where, well, Naruto, he kind of checks on the underworld and meets the red-haired girl. This is where the red-haired girl kind of asking why Naruto is here, or mostly Loki-sama. This is where, well, Loki, he then asks how old is she. She says that she's actually 28. This is where Loki says, are you married perhaps? This is where, well, she then, her face becomes red, even redder than her hair. And this is where she says, why do you ask? This is where, well, Loki says, I'm only looking for an heir. A possible heir to have. That's all. Very much Finro and Kurama won't get off my ass. This is where, well, she then says, why will you even ask me? Aren't you human? I'm a god. I can't age. And of course, even if I had a human wife and a kid, the kid will probably age way faster than me. So, of course, I'd rather just have it with the demons, so you won't be able to age way faster than me. You basically age a little bit slower than me, so yeah. Or whatever. That's what, well, she says, fine. So, of course, another about like 10 years pass, And of course, where Naruto's actually like 38. This is where, well, he has a kid, and of course, his kid is like, right now at least his teenager years, but yeah. Of course, he has red hair and also, well, very, well, brightish orange highlights around his hair, but yeah. This is where his eyes are actually green and blue, but yeah. This is where, well, the kid is named, wait. So, Loki had two kids. One is named Narfi and the other one is named, well, Valley. This is where, well, they both kind of have similar eyes to, well, their father and mother. Now, their mother's name is, well, Risa. You want to just call her Risa. This is where, well, Risa is basically 38, but she doesn't even look like she aged even a bit. This is where the two boys, well, one is 10 and the other one is 8, but yeah. This is where, well, they look like they still are growing, but yeah. This is where Finro and even what's it called, Hela and even Jorgano did kind of visit to kind of see, well, their kind of little nephew's kind of offspring, but yeah. This will Carl multiple visits, but yeah. Now, of course, this is where the kids really like the kind of giant kind of creatures, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto is a true ruler of Darkness Country. He's kind of called the Darkness King, but yeah. This is where, well, Risa is kind of the ruler of the underworld, but yeah. Hela is still the mostly the ruler of the undead. Jorgando or whatever, he's still the war serpent. Finro and what's it called, Scolia and even what's it called, Hattie are still the wolves. Mostly Finro, yeah, the wolf of destruction. Hattie and, well, what's it called, Scolian are now the new sun and moon. They don't really care about if it becomes day or night because no one can really see. It's all darkness thanks to the tree, but yeah. But this is where, well, this is the end of this what if. Yes, I know some people might think, wait, wasn't this all destroyed or whatever? Kinda, whatever. But of course, yeah, this is basically the end of this what if. Now, if you don't know who Narfi or what's it called, Valley is, it's kind of another two children that Loki would have. You know how Finro, Hela, and what's it called, the sea serpent. Mostly the world serpent is another two children, but yeah. But of course, I just decided to add them in, but yeah. And no, I'm not going into Boruto because fuck that. But other than that, this is the end of this what if. So yeah. Basically, like I mentioned, that's all it is. So yeah. Do I have anything else to say? No, not really. So this is the end of this what if. So what if Naruto freed an ancient, well, what if Naruto freed an ancient being, part 6. This is the end. So yeah, I'm going to end it off here. So have a nice potato day, potato night, potato sleep, potato, and good night. Bye. But other than that, bye bye.